closely relates to me. Actually, 2 title shots that closely relates to me. So I'm excited to see the outcome.
When you're in the stands and you're watching, are you scouting these guys, or do you just get to sit back and enjoy the night a little bit?
Oh, this is a scouting night, no doubt. I'm analyzing how these guys are going at it. You know, I'm planning to fight the winner, and I'm excited. You know, I've obviously watched them. I know how they're fighting. I know how I'm going to fight them. You know, either way, but people adapt, people grow, and so I'm excited to see what comes of tonight. You know, I don't know what to think of Vitor. He's been through a long process the last couple of years. He's changed. He's morphed a lot, and we'll see what Vitor shows up tonight. You know, I know he's a technical guy. He's got his initial steroid burst, but beyond that, he sucks. So
Weidman said he was still cheating up on stage yesterday. What was your reaction?
I knew he would find a way to cheat. There's just a level of how much he's cheating and what he's doing. So whatever. I'm just, you know, I hope Weidman fixes the situation and gives him what he deserves.
So that means you would eventually, hopefully, then fight Chris Weidman for the title. You'd prefer that to fighting Vitor?
No, I mean, as much as I love to fight Vitor,
yeah,
and I think Chris is the champ, I think he's going to go out there and I think he's going to get the job done. I think Vitor doesn't deserve anything. So
you seem a little exhausted of Vitor and of the Vitor questions. It's really been around, obviously, since your fight. Coming into this one now,
yeah.
Ready for him to be kind of gone and out of the equation?
We'll see what Vitor shows up tonight. You know, I'm just sick of him getting by and not having to pay his dues and for obviously. I don't know. I don't know the situation. I didn't even follow it, but I heard, you know, obviously him with the article. Brett doesn't Rockhold, right? I mean, he doesn't post, you know, phony articles. So I mean, there's obviously something behind that for what he's doing and testing, and I don't know how he gets to the fight still. But I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Talk about, obviously there's another fight here tonight that you're very interested in with DC. What's he been like this 4 weeks? Coming out of the experience with John, we saw how down he was, obviously losing a world title fight. What's his mindset? What's his attitude been like these 4 weeks getting ready for tonight for that second chance?
I think that fight was a learning experience for him. It was a great experience. Him coming back, watching that fight, and realizing how good he did and how close he was, and I think that gave him a lot more confidence in coming back and wanting that second, chance at that title. He was fired up just to go to work his way back up to that, and now having this shot against Anthony Johnson and another shot at the title. I think the short camp was a blessing in disguise. I think DC's a competitor. He's used to competing weekly, on the highest level in wrestling. So he's always ready to go. I think there was a stretch when he first started where he had about 4 fights in like 4 months or something crazy, growing through. So I mean, he's always ready to go. Yeah, I think the short camp. I think the last camp he kind of wore himself out. He kind of peaked a little too early. I think this camp he seems fresh. He seems energized and confident. I mean, he knows he's not going to get emotionally tied into this fight. And I've talked to him about that. Last fight, he was very, kind of clouded with emotion, and went in there and got too aggressive. This fight, he knows he needs to be smart, pick his timing, and up and down level changes, striking, kicking, wrestling, mix it all together, just outsmart him. And when he fights that fight, he's pretty much impossible to beat.
As a friend, as somebody, as a training partner, what's it going to mean for you and the team to see the team captain finally get that one win that he hasn't gotten yet?
Come on. Self-proclaimed. Okay, whatever you say.
Well, I mean, if he says it, I got to put it out there for him.
Yeah, won't DC make you believe anything he wants, man? Yeah. I love DC, and then it'll be amazing for him to get that title and bring it home. It's definitely, it's hard to put into words. It's just we've been at it from the very beginning. Living at our manager's house. I was in the garage and he's upstairs, and the whole place run down. And sitting on the floor Indian style, playing video games together. Living in the gym. We've grown. It's been a long process, and now we're on top of the game, and I definitely feel like it's part of mine too. So that'd be awesome.
It's very common for us, the average person, to watch a fight and say, well, he can beat him, so that means this guy can probably beat him. So Weidman fought Lyoto for this long, 5 rounds, and then he won. You did it in much, much less. So when you look at that, do you think, well, I must be able to do better, or is that not an actual factor in how that goes?
I mean, I think that plays in that somewhat, but I think styles make matchups, and definitely, you know, every fight's different. I think DC matches up very well with Anthony Johnson. I think it's going to be an easier fight for him than it would be for John Jones, truthfully. I think matchup-wise, and so I mean, I think Weidman's going to be a great matchup for me. So
Okay.
it's kind of hard to put that.
Why do you think that Weidman, being the champion and proving himself, is always seems to be below the radar in popularity? He doesn't seem to have the popularity among the fans that some other fighters do.
Weidman doesn't have that flash. He doesn't have that pizzazz, you know. But he's just such a tough guy, and he gets by, and he's so well rounded. I think people just take that for granted, just his toughness and everything. You know, people want to see those spectacular, you know, guys that just have those intangibles. I don't know if he has. It's tough to say. I wouldn't say he doesn't have intangibles, but I mean he's good everywhere. But he just does. He's like the Paul Bunyan. I don't know. He's like a lumberjack out there. He just goes in there and just handles business. He doesn't look spectacular, but he gets the job done every time. And he's undefeated. He's the champ for a reason. The guy's got heart. And he's got determination as well.
Would you be a flashier champ? Would you be better received, do you think, by the fans? By the ladies, I know, right?
I'm gonna be who I am. I am who I am. I ain't gonna change. You ain't gonna get anything different at this point. But you know, I like to think I have a little more finesse than Weidman.
UFC talked to you about story time with Luke Rockhold.
Yeah.
I know, story time, right? I just got
yesterday
into full story time. I was like eating up my minutes on the story time. I was like, I should probably cut this short. Here, I'm sorry. You know, yeah.
Something you did say
just being
yesterday, though, is that you do, you're a guest fighter a lot. You do travel around the world. So, you know, how do you find the reception that you get? Is there one place so far that you feel like, you know, you're received the best, that it's like a second home for you in terms of, like, if you had a fight there?
It's tough to say. I think I've got a lot of love in most places I've been.
I've heard.
I don't know what you're talking about. Fans, we haven't got man fans here.
Yes,
I'm not gonna lie.
okay.
I'm trying to bring in more girls to the sport. That's my goal at the end of. I can leave this job and this career. My goal is just to bring in more girls to the sport. You know,
Mighty caring.
Yes,
we got a lot of fanboys. You know, I'm not gonna lie. No, I didn't even answer the question.
It's all right. It's all right.
But yeah, no, it's
You
good everywhere.
mentioned a lot wanting the December fight at MSG if that happens. It's a pretty long ways from that December.
Long ways, yeah, it's a long ways.
Does that bother you, or are you willing to take that break for that entire situation if it worked out?
You know, I definitely like to. I'm fired up right now. I'm coming off that last fight. I'm like, I know I'm in position to get this next shot, and I want that shot. I want that title fight. I'm hungry. I'm eager to train, and it's hard to take too much time off right now. I really I know this is here. It's on the stage, and so it's like I'm always thinking about it. Why don't I think we can turn a fight around before that. Hopefully. Maybe, you know, Weidman goes out there, handles business. If everyone comes out, or whatever, Vitor runs healthy, someone comes out healthy, we can turn around, we can fight maybe September. And then I fight Weidman in September, and then I can give him a rematch at MSG, you know, at the, in New York.
How do you match up with Weidman in your eyes?
In December, that's a good right. Give him the rematch then.
How do you match up with Weidman in your eyes? Your strengths versus his strengths, and what weaknesses do you see he has that you could probably capitalize on? Not giving away too much, but with the potential fight coming up.
Weidman's tough. He's well-rounded. So am I. You know, he's a great wrestler. I think he's got some probably better offensive wrestling than me. But I think that's going to be a non-issue. You know, the wrestling he takes me down. He's going to put himself into trouble. He's got good grappling, but I think I'm better there too. On the feet, he's technical. He hits hard. He does things, but I know I got more finesse. I got better footwork. I'm gonna work around him, and I think the takedowns and the ground game is probably going to be negated, and we're going to take it to the feet, and I think it's going to bring the best out of me. I don't even think I've really completely let it go, and I'm just getting warmed up. I'm excited to have a real fight, and I know Weidman will give me that fight where I can get to the later rounds and really show you who I am and what I'm made of. I've had a lot of short fights here in the UFC, and I never look to take a longer fight, you know, but I think I get better as the fight progresses, and I think I can take him out on the feet. I really believe I'm just, you know, it's a great matchup for me stylistically, and I don't think the ground game's getting any issue. You know, if he wants to take me to the ground, I'm more than welcome to oblige. But I think I've always foreseen that fight as kind of a stand-up fight. He's going to try to take me down, but it'll turn into a battle.
You helped Alejandro and Mobley for their debut at 180. Are you going to corner them at 188?
I'll be down there. I'm not sure if I'm going to be cornering them, but I'll be down there. I've always tried to help those kids. Alejandro's he's got a great heart, and you know, Mobley's is awesome too. Guys are growing, getting better and better. So I'm excited to go down there and see, obviously, them and Kane and everybody handle business and bring home a few wins for AK, you know, and another belt, or the belt back. You know.